I wanted to address something today because I get this question. Well, I'm not getting this question a lot. I'm not going to say that, but I want to address this question because what I find is, let me find my notes. What I find is we in tech understand why inclusion and diversity, well, many of us in tech, let me put it that way. Many of us in tech understand why inclusion and diversity is important. But give me a second, I'm looking at my notes. But many of you forget that I am getting a business degree and a doctorate of business administration, technology, entrepreneurship. And the reason I come at this so hard is because it's about business. For me, it's not about the politics, it's not about the morals, it's not about being altruistic, it's about business. You cannot create products and services for a global market from one or two perspectives. Individuals of privilege or one or two people of color cannot create products for a global market, and we are dealing with global markets now from one or two global markets for customers. And it's about business, and the data continues to show that when you have a more diverse and inclusive workforce, you're more innovative. You're particularly if you have well-defined and established core values, you're able to compete in very unique ways. You're able to differentiate, and that's what, if you wanted to compete well in business, there are two methods of competition. It's price and who wants to compete on price, and then there's differentiation. And having an inclusive and diverse workforce allows you to differentiate. So it's not even worrying about competition. So someone can take your code base, they can take your client base, they can take all of that, but because they don't have your unique, if you are inclusive and have an inclusive and diverse workforce, because they don't have that, they can never service your customers and clients the way you can. And so that's one of the reasons why, that's the main reason for me, why this is so passionate for me. So yes, I am a black woman, but I understand business. And I also understand that many of these things will not change until business leaders can see the ROI of it. So that's why when I do call myself get emotional, it's just my personal story. It's not, I'm feeling something personal because I am a member of both underrepresented and marginalized communities, and I still get treated like shit. So I have those moments where I do, it's personal for me. But the majority of the time, this isn't personal. This is about how to build a business that will be able to survive in an information economy. So let me get back to my initial question is, why should I care about inclusion and diversity in tech? And this is for a broader, not just for people who are working in tech, but for the broader populace, because they really don't understand why this should matter to them. But it should matter to them because again, as I said, inclusion and diversity, when you have an inclusive and diverse workforce, let's say it's company A and company B, they're creating the same thing. The experience of company A, if they're inclusive and diverse, is going to be more holistic. Going to have more of the customer in mind. The data shows will have a better experience with company A and company B. And what is this turns out to be is we're currently putting out products and services that are, because my philosophy is, do I want to be right or don't want to be happy? I'm going to go with happy here. I'm going to say they're unintentionally have the potential to cause harm and distress to our clients and customers. And our clients and customers don't understand this because they don't understand how someone could code bias into the code base. They don't understand that when a person of color goes to one of those automatic, goes to wash their hands after they use the bathroom, and the soap dispenser in the water doesn't turn on, they don't think that it may be because the people who created it did not consider a darker toned skin, so that machine, that computer is not picking up their skin tone. So what they do, because that's what I did, was thinking, what am I doing wrong? So I'm sitting up there getting frustrated with the device, but the device is programmed. And when you have those, it's not even blind spots. When you've had not to consider other people, in most cases, it's just not, it's an innocent thing. You just haven't had to consider. Most people, I haven't had to consider what life would be like living in a wheelchair. I can empathize with it, but I don't know what that's like. I have never lived I've never been injured in the way that I need to use a wheelchair, so I don't have that perspective. So when we do that, we cause harm. When we omit, when we are not inclusive and diverse and are challenged on some of the things that we're doing, we do harm to the very customers and clients that we say we want to provide services and products for. And these customers and clients need to understand this. They need to understand that they have a place in this, requiring these things, this workforce that considers them as a customer or client and not just their money. So this product or service considers what I need, and is healthy for me, and not just some fad, something. I just read, I think it was 2 weeks ago, that Twitter is, their CEO came out, and talked about how unprepared and unaware they were about, when they created the platform, the potential for trolls and potential for just unhealthy usage and behaviors, and how it would affect people's mental health, and just the fact of how it's impacting people and their sense of safety. And so when we create these things, we need to think of a broader picture. It's not just creating Twitter. It's how am I creating this? What is my creating this thing? What impact could it have long term on the customers and clients? And some of those variables you will not know. But as soon as they become aware to you, that's something you need to be thinking about. But if that's not a part of your culture, that's not a part of something that you think about, you don't have people, you have everybody, the majority of your employees or people who work with you, your partners, people who invest with you, or people who are like you, then you don't ask those questions. You don't see the alarms that your customers and clients see when negative or bad behavior happens. Or even, let's talk about even positive behavior. You won't even see a potential to expand, to find a niche. You won't see any of that because it's a blind spot. You don't see it. So you miss out on opportunities as well when you don't have an inclusive and diverse community. So this is why we should care about inclusion and diversity in tech, because tech touches everything. There is nothing that tech doesn't touch. So, I mean, the majority of people, if nothing else, they have a cell phone. And we need to be ensuring that these products and services are working in the best interest of all stakeholders. And that means employees, people who want to work with you, people who want to partner with you, people want to buy from you, and people want to invest in you. And that's what you need to be considering constantly. It's an iterative process. Are we doing what's in the best interest of the people who work for us, the people who buy from us, the people who partner with us, and the people who invest in us? And when you have that, and again, if it's in a foundation of strong core values, you create a system, you create products, you create services, good processes that allow you to move forward in ways that have positive impact on your profits and ROI, long-term outcomes of that, and also helps you see any negatives, any harm that your product, the potential harm that your products can, as well as potential opportunities. So that is why it is so important that we all talk about inclusion and diversity. It's not just about race and gender. It's not just about my frustration or your frustration. It's about, as we move and create businesses and products and services that will allow more people to have more contact with technology, particularly AI, machine learning, It is important that we create these systems, these computers, these programs in ways that are beneficial to mankind and beneficial to our bottom line as business owners, business leaders, as entrepreneurs, as startups, and as employees, as partners in these companies, as customers and clients of these companies, and investors of the companies. So thank you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.